how they respond to angry emotional expressions, right? So what you do in this kind of work, you just present emotional faces, and people have a joystick, and you can either approach or avoid certain stimuli. So what we know is that people, if you show people like, I know, cupcakes and unicorns and happy faces, they tend to, you have this appetitive approach tendency, let's say. And if you show people aversive stuff like, mutilated body parts and angry faces, they want to avoid that, right? You want to keep a distance from it. So this is work that was conducted by a colleague of mine. She was a lead researcher in that study. And what she basically did was use these faces and she compared psychopathic offenders to a control group. And she was interested in the idea that it could be that these guys if they respond to threat differently, you should always see that to a certain extent in this approach avoidance tendency. So it turns out that the psychopathic offenders had a higher tendency to approach angry faces instead of avoiding them. If you're like a normal functioning individual, and I would say whatever normal is, you don't want people to be angry at you. You want to kind of take your distance, let them be, keep them happy. But these guys were actually actively approaching this negative, these angry faces. From that level, let's say from more neurobiological level, it could be that they're kind of hardwired not to respond to threat as intensely as someone else would do. They have the built-in mechanism, but the mechanism is kind of faulty. You can imagine throughout a lifetime, you kind of accumulate all these experiences, and if you consistently accumulate information that's incorrect, at some point you will start reacting to it in a certain way as well, and then you have this established behavioral repertoire that say that this is difficult to correct when you're grown up.